Hey, Sean G here from Chasing the Truth. You're about to get some of the best of samples of shows I've done over the last 5 years. God bless y'all and enjoy. There you go. 4, 2, 3. This is Chasing Truth. Who do I have on board here?
Is this Sean?
Yeah, this is Sean.
Hey, Sean, this is Dale, man.
Hey, Dale. What's up, buddy?
Hang on, let me cut my volume down a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, man, I see UFOs all the time here where I live, man. I live close to the Air Force base. Most of them I see them coming to and from that.
Oh, really?
But
yeah. Nothing that would be conventional?
A lot of them, none of them make a sound. The ones I see during the daytime are mostly white. And it's like these little torpedoes. And they're spraying chemical trails. You can see it plain as day. And sometimes they'll just disappear.
Oh, wow.
My friend and I was working with, yeah, they're just like, and I think they may be hiding something else. I mean, because I look up a lot. Most people don't look up there. They look straight ahead or down. I'm constantly looking up in there because I've seen some weird crap.
Okay. What's the strangest one you've seen?
Am I live right now?
Yeah, you're live. You're live.
Oh, okay. I'm live.
Yeah, you're live, buddy.
I'm gonna tell the truth, man. People need to know this shit's real.
Yeah, go for it. That's what we're here for.
Okay, let me cut my volume down here.
All right, go right ahead, buddy. You're live. The delay
I've seen
you
a bunch
get
of UFOs, man, but I've seen a lot more freakier stuff than that.
Oh, well, let's
yeah.
let's
I
go
told
to
you about my little encounter with 3 little gray aliens, and that was no joke, man. I remember that every day of my life. That shit was terrifying.
Well, there's some strange stuff that I have seen that's personal that I'll have to do some praying and some discussing with Terry about it. But I may share it later. Not this show, but another show. But I've seen some strange crap. Experienced some strange crap.
Yeah.
So,
there's a lot going on that
yeah.
we're not being told about.
Yeah,
and a lot
definitely.
of stuff they're putting out here in front of us, and they're doing it in front of everybody's nose, man. Where's the best place to hide something? Right in front of you.
Yeah, right. There's actually
you can look at. I look up a lot. I see a lot of chemical trails every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. Most of the time, I'm seeing Masonic codes and symbols. And most everybody the Air Force and Navy are spraying the chemical trails and contrails.
Sure.
That's who's doing it. They have a weather manipulation program. And most everybody that works for those people are, at NASA especially, are Freemasons.
Right.
I see the symbols and codes in the air, they send messages to each other. Man, the way a crow flies, I live 15 minutes. I'll go ahead and say which Air Force base it is. It's a
Sure, go right ahead if you want to share it.
It's Arnold Engineering Development Center, close to Nashville, Tennessee, right on the other side of Mount Eagle Mountain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we've been up there deer hunting since I was a kid. It's a management area. Some good deer hunting, a lot of small deer, but they build engines. They build aircraft and engines and black budget kind of stuff. I see a lot of stuff going in from and.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I see a lot of stuff coming and going from that direction.
So, what's the strangest thing you've seen so far this year?
I guess the strangest thing I've seen so far was a couple of months ago. I saw an actual UFO, and I was out here in my parking lot, and I see one. We also have a underground military base close to where I live. My neighbor helped build it. He worked on it back in the 50s.
So is it on the map or secret?
Stuff coming and going from there too. A lot of aircraft. There was 3 C-10s flew right over the river yesterday, not even 50 feet off the ground, man, just hugging the river.
Yeah.
Coming right around on each other's tail. And I'm thinking they're doing that a lot because, well, you have a lot of shit that lives in these mountains. This part of the Appalachian Mountains here where I live.
No doubt.
I can sit here when the sun goes down and start hearing big whoop hollering, communicating with each other. A lot of it goes on here.
Yeah, I got a buddy that lives over through there. He has told me he's seen some strange crap in his backyard over toward Nashville. I need to actually contact him, but yeah, he actually had him on my show maybe about 2 years ago, give or take. And he was telling me all kinds of UFO encounters. He was a sergeant in the Army. And I was like, well, you want to tell me some of this stuff on there? And said, yeah. And God bless him. He got stage fright, and his answer was all of maybe 5 words a sentence. And I was like, oh, my God. And, get him off air, and he's, yip, 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 yip. And I'm like, wow. He told me about a story down in the Gulf of Mexico on a United States military base that a UFO that was cigar-shaped flew over the base and hovered, and all the electronics went out.
Wow.
And then when it flew away, all the electronics came back on. Lights, everything. So.
Wow.
So what? So you got a lot of UFO encounters, and you think a lot of it's due to Air Force, whatever, the military, or ABC.
I think some of it are aliens, maybe. I don't know if they're the gray aliens or the reptilian ages. I think some of them are alien. I think they're interdimensional, not extraterrestrial.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've been here. They got to stay here. Nothing get past the blue firmament above us. That's what's above us, and nothing comes in or out of that.
Oh, wow.
Bible says we have a firmament over top of us. That's what that is.
Yep, that's true. That's absolutely true.
The sun or moon and lights, they're not rocks. There's a lot of stuff they hide from us. The Bible says 13 times the moon's a light. God created 2 great lights, one to rule the night and one to rule the day. 7 times in a week stronger. God didn't say they 2 big rocks. I think the moon landings are fake. I think everything that they show us almost is fake. Our news, it's all ran by the dark side. What I'm talking about is kind of deep, but there'll be a lot of people on hear me tonight and say, damn, he's telling the truth. Most people think I'm crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I believe the earth's sitting here. It's fixed and stable. God says the earth in Isaiah is fixed and stable. It cannot be moved. I see everything spinning above me as we sit here. At night, you can watch the stars and stars spin.
All right.
You can read a book by the light of the moon. It casts its own light.
So
we've been being lied to for a long time about a lot of stuff.
Oh, I have no doubt about it.
They don't tell people all this because most people can't handle the truth. Hell, they can't. How do you come up and talking about aliens or UFOs, let alone stuff like that?
All right. Well, the thing of it is, Terry and I were discussing about what's happening in the news currently, and I said, when's the last time you heard anything that was good news?
It's all fabricated.
Yeah.
It's all ran by the dark side.
Right. I have no, you're speaking the truth, brother, for sure on that one. I absolutely don't believe any.
Themselves from live news and live TV for a little while, and let their eyes open up. Go spend 4 or 5 months at a time by themselves in the woods like I do. Me and my dog living on the land, hunting, fishing. They'll see and hear things, and their eyes may open up, have ears to hear with, and eyes to see. There's too many people engulfed in technology and done lost their way, and that's part of their ultimatum.
Mm-hmm.
There's an agenda for everything that's going on.
Absolutely. I don't know what they're trying to do currently with the current agenda, but you never know, buddy. Dale, hey, can you email me? I'd love to carry on another conversation with you after the show. Later date.
I can.
You got my email?
I sure will. No, I don't.
Okay.
I sure don't.
Sean G, SHAWNG, at IamDarkWaters.com.
Okay.
All right.
Sean G at IamDark. I got you.
Yeah, just email me. I'd like to carry on another conversation with you, and who knows? I know that you're full of stories that you haven't even touched on.
I probably hit on a lot of stuff I shouldn't be talking about right now.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to share that you can share?
Yeah, I just that I believe almost every cryptid story that we hear. Yeah, some may be made up, but I've been those I spent a lot of time in the woods by myself. I used to hunt with my dad, but he's sick now, so my kids are grown. I hunt by myself, spend a lot of time in the mountains. And I've seen and heard a lot of stuff out there. You know, I've seen Bigfoot 3 or 4 times, at least 3 or 4 times, and I have encountered almost every time I'm on the river fishing or camping, especially at night. Almost every night, some kind of encounter, some kind of interaction. I'll put it that way.
Oh wow!
Yeah, a lot of whooping, tree knocking. You know, I've caught them watching me fish. I've caught them. They're real curious, and they're right here below the city of Chattanooga, right here on the Tennessee River. I'm looking at the mountain that they're on right now.
Oh, wow.
And these things can be anywhere they want to at any time. Yeah, there's a lot of woods right here where I live. I live in a big hole. I'm surrounded by mountains where I live.
Now, Chattanooga is, I was coming from the south, doing some vacating, come up through in Chattanooga, and there was a hot spot for radar in your car, speed traps all over the place down through there.
This town's real freaky in places. A lot of bloodshed here back in the Civil War.
Yeah. So and
when we came and take the land, when we came over here and took the land from the Indians, there's a lot of bloodshed around here.
Yep. I have no doubt about it. A lot of bloodshed over here in my neck of the woods. You know, the Civil War back in the day on the Kentucky-Virginia border was not as hot and heavy over toward like Richmond and Georgia and whatnot, but there was some bloodshed over through here. And actually, I've got some old, area history books that outline some Civil War that did happen here, and they actually had this big thing that had to get together with the Civil War vets that were still alive back as late as the early 70s, believe it or not.
I see a lot of their sign out here in these mountains, little bunkers and stuff built on little peaks, on little ridges so they can overlook the river, like a little wall that they built with rock. Little huts, where they may have had a watchman sit up here and watch a certain area, but a little wall or some kind of little border they could make to hide behind. There's just all kind of stuff around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we find Civil War bullets around here all the time. Arrowheads.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's
arrowheads.
My dad, my late dad, God rest his soul, he found all kinds of Indian artifacts and stuff. He actually found this round stone that he told me. I haven't seen that stone in quite a while, but the Indians used to play games with it, Cherokee.
Right.
So I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah, it's a trip.
There's a house that burnt down on this ridge behind me, and right after dark, up until about 11 o'clock during that range, you can hear somebody walking up here just within ear distance. You can hear voices up here. Somebody walking through the woods, but no flashlight.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have heard that before.
I'm out here right now. It's freaky. There was a family that died up here in a fire, and part of the house is still there. There's a lot of old glass bottles and stuff up there.
From turn of the century? 1800s? Yeah. I bet some of that crap is worth a whole lot if you find something in decent condition.
Yeah, and most of this stuff is broke up, cracked.
Mm-hmm. Well, you never know. Yeah, but have you? What's cryptid wise around your neck of the woods up there?
Well, I was listening to I can't remember the channel's name, guys that live up here in Cryptid Institution. Anyway, they have the guy, they interviewed the guy from the LBL that's supposed to be the witness that lived, those two guys.
Okay.
I don't live far from them, and I was listening to one of their shows, And there was somebody that reported 2 dog men across Highway 27 up here. 2 different encounters with 2 different dog men.
Oh, wow.
And I know for sure there's Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call them, big feet.
Mm-hmm.
They're around.
Well, they call the wild men over there or boogers.
They call them both.
Both? Okay.
Mostly boogers. Yeah, most everybody around here calls them boogers. A lot of people talk about them. A lot of people know they're there and don't talk about them. They just acknowledge it and go on.
Yeah, there's a lot of people wouldn't do it.
But people here in the city, you can mention it to anybody and they look at you like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're all...
You walk up and tell somebody seen UFO, they look at you like they're nuts. Unless it's somebody in my family or somebody
close to you. Yeah.
You know, that I know. But people out in the country, I got a lot of friends that live out in the country. I'm right on the edge of it myself. I was born and raised here, and as far as cryptid stuff, you know, I've seen shadow people.
Oh man, I've been riddled with a shadow
man.
people.
I saw one of those like yesterday.
It's been
right by my door, just right in front of me.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of shadow people. The weird thing is they'll make a freaking sound. That's the thing. You know, it's easy to get jump scared.
You just catch a glimpse of them, and it's just usually, you can almost see it. You can't. Just use that in my peripheral vision.
Oh, yeah. Well,
when I catch it. I never get a direct look at it.
I seen one straight on one morning, and this is after I got done with my. I was recovering from losing my leg, and I sat up in bed, looked at it, and that kind of stuff doesn't scare me. But I looked at it and I said, I'm going to figure out if I can stick a broomstick up your ass, and the thing took off through a closed door. It didn't open the door; it went right through the door.
I do want to talk to you or somebody. I did give you my encounter about me waking up and catching 3 gray aliens, putting a transmitter tracking device in me. I did do that. I remember that on the last show. When I called in, I did.
Oh yeah. So what'd you think about that O'Hara gal?
I still got it in me. I think it's still here in my elbow. I feel it.
Oh.
I asked them what it was, and they said it was a radio. Bullshit, I know what it was. And they put me to sleep with their third eye. They got right in my face with their third eye. It was the freakiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
I don't know if they abducted me after that. I'm shaking sitting here talking about it.
Well, true stories.
I was ready to beat somebody's ass.
Well, there was one gal.
They didn't do nothing but make them come back.
Yeah,
I called them 3 or 4 times, and the only way they left was when I turned to Jesus and got His protection.
Yeah, actually, right before this show, I said a prayer for the show and to protect this
every
house.
Day.
I do every
Before
day
I do
too.
anything, I won't leave my house without praying. Now that I know what's out there,
no,
it's real.
Yeah, I'm there with you,
and
brother.
they come out and tell us that UFOs and aliens are real when people don't give a shit. The world's in a pandemic. Nobody's even paying attention to that. They're just sneaking it in on us. Half the people are paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
The other half decided got their finger up their butt.
True enough. That there's too much going on in the media today
and they're going
to
to sneak
keep
the
you.
Bigfoot thing, and they may slip the thing in about, us still having hybrid mermaids or megalodons still alive. I think all that shit's still alive. They found too much evidence recently.
All right.
They'll slide stuff like that in along the way, give us bits and bones.
Now, have you ever had one of these cryptids like the dogman boogers come up to your property and harass you or anything?
Yes. No, man. I'll tell you what I did do one night. This is before my wife passed away. I lost her 5 years ago this Christmas Eve.
Oh, sorry to hear that, buddy.
She's in a better place. She was sick, had a kidney disease. I took it hard for a while. I moved out in the woods, took a bottle of whiskey and a bag of dope, and I was gone for a while. Anyway, I come back around. But I tell you what I was doing one night. I don't know why I got on that subject. You asked me if I heard a Bigfoot come to my house. Yes, I had one of the damn things come up to my house and growl at me one time, scared the piss out of me. Right up to my house.
Oh,
right on the other side of the wall. He let out a growl, and it shook me to the core. I was out. This is like 10 years ago. You know, I watched Finding Bigfoot a few times, and I've done seen and heard some stuff. So I'm out there whooping real loud, and I'm living on top of a ridge out in the woods. And I'm thinking, yeah, and I'm just doing it to see how good I'm sounding. I'm like, damn, I sound pretty good. So I whoop a few times, and I come back in my house, and I shut my TV. As soon as I shut my computer and TV off and the lights, he growled at me right then and there, and I'm like, damn. These things can be anywhere they want. I'm just glad that's all that happened. I didn't have nothing else happen after that.
Dang, man. So you got a lot of...
That was real. I mean, real as I'm talking to you right now, that happened.
Oh, I believe you. I have no doubt about it that happened to you. You know, like stuff like that. You know, people come at me and say, "Hey, you won't believe this." Well, the crap I've seen.
I'll send you an email on we can talk later.
Sure.
I'll tell you what I did, because I had some Bigfoot messing with me on the river down here one day.
So what were they doing? And tossing stuff at you?
6 or 8 of them. They were in front of me, behind me. And I don't know if they kept, I'd seen them, the river chokes down about 50 yards. You can look at the other side of the river from this little point. Just the whole river chokes down. The current gets real swift right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing these Bigfoot pop their heads up and down. One good sized one, medium sized one. And I notice I'm out there by myself, and every time I catch a fish, I'm hearing them owl hoot at me, you know, in the middle of the day. This is in the middle of the day. Owls don't hoot around here in the middle of the day unless it's cloudy or rainy. Even they may.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that knows the woods, knows animals, knows that. And these are barred owls that they're sounding like. I think they sound like any animal they want to.
I have no doubt about that.
They mimic our voice. I think they got their own language. Too much evidence. I've heard too much shit out there. I've heard voices myself out in the woods.
Wow.
I'm putting this puzzle together, you know, for myself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, Dale.
I want answers. I want to know why we're being lied to.
Well, I think we won't find that out until after we are gone, and we say, "Hey, God automatically give you all that stuff."
But it's fun looking for the truth while we're here.
True enough. You know, God puts a lot of people in your path, a lot of things in your path, and gives you a lot of experiences that, you know, if you feel the necessity to share it, like you're sharing on my show, buddy, I appreciate you sharing that stuff. You know, there is some crazy stuff out there.
I'm bad about talking, and I've got so much I want to talk about, you know, that my mind's I got like 20 things running, but I got to stay focused on what I was telling you. I was having Bigfoot mess with me.
Okay.
I don't know. They were out hooting me almost all day. I was out there 5-6 hours. You know, I was catching fish after fish, and every time I catch fish, they'd be owl hooting at me. I'd see them show themselves, and then they disappear. There'd be a dark furry thing sitting there 1 minute and gone, and it's a private land. It's all government land. There's not even any hiking trails on this land across the river. There's a little bit of private property over there, but not much. Well, I don't know if the damn thing zapped my brain in the middle of the day or what the hell they did to me. I'm hearing 3 or 4 of them behind me, and I don't know if I hear this damn thing mind speak to me or what it was.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my brain just started spinning in a circle, and I was just out there, and I don't do that. I'm focused. I'm focused 100% on everything. Aware of my surroundings. You have to be these days. If you don't survive. You go down. That's whether when they're woods or out here in the city. You got to stay focused. Pay attention to our surroundings. Well, I don't know what this damn thing did. And I got pissed. I said, look, I'm not your friend or foe. Just leave me alone. I said that right there. And all I heard was, we just like watching you fish. That's it. Plain as day.
You heard
Then
it.
the
You
big
heard
one,
it with
the
your
big
ears
one
or
walks away.
in your
He's
head?
like 8, 9 foot tall. He just walks away. Like it hurt his damn feelings.
Oh, did you hear it talk to
that's
you?
the feeling I got, but I'm like, screw that. So I went and told a friend of mine about it, I'm
Okay.
not playing around with that shit. Well, this friend, I'm not going to say his name. I would never do that because he's like my brother. He is special intelligence, naval special intelligence officer. He knows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and talked to him about it. You want to know all about it.
So did this creature talk to you with your voice?
He asked me a lot of questions, and I answered.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't long after that I started seeing a lot of military planes flying around here, up and down the river.
Oh, jeez.
Just going back to those military planes I told you about. And this was just like last week I saw this. I told him about this like 3 years ago, because that's when it happened to me.
All right. Wow. So these 8 or 10 Bigfoot
There's places we can go, people we can talk to without calling the game warden of the police. That's the last thing we need to do, something like that.
Yeah.
I just was fortunate to know where to go. I know people in high places, some judges, lawyers, and I know people in national intelligence. So it's just who you report this shit to.
Oh, wow. So these Bigfoot that you saw that was harassing you on the river, 8 or 10 of them, did you hear them talk to you?
Yeah, at least that. I heard them plain as day talk to me. It sounded like, we're just like watching you fish. And I'm like, I'm not your friend or foe. I don't like being fucked with. So just leave me alone. I don't go out looking for them, going tree knocking. I went out looking for them one time and I saw one.
That was enough.
That was enough to tell me yes. And I went for that intention. I knew where to go to find one if they're real around here, and I did. And I saw one about 30 feet away. Me and my cousin both did. He was about 6 foot tall. I caught him deep, bobbing and diving and hiding behind a tree. And we were stuck in the mud one night, and I had got pissed at my cousin because it was right at dark. And that owl hoop shit started up. And I'm trying to get unstuck from the mud. And we start hearing this owl hoop thing. And this thing is close, 25, 30 feet on the ground. Owls don't go to the ground and hoop. He said, you hear that? I'm like, yeah. He's over there clean. I'm sunk down in the mud. I think we need to walk out of here. I said, you walk out of here. We're 20, 30 miles back in the woods. And so I'm getting sticks to build this little bridge because he drove backwards across the ruts, the opposite way you're supposed to go when ruts in the mud. Got stuck. So I had to build this little makeshift bridge to get out of there. I was gathering up wood to do that. I was waist deep in the mud. So I get these sticks, build this bridge. He gets the Jeep out. So I grabbed one of the sticks and I walked over there, and I know that Bigfoot's still there because it's still owl hoop, but I'm not paying attention to it right now. I'm like 100% focused on something else. It's like he wanted us to know he was there. I acknowledged it, and that was it. I didn't focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked back over there, and I had the stick in my hand, and he was bobbing, weaving it out behind this big pine tree. Now, I'm a big dude. I'm about 265. I know how to fight. I'm trained hand-to-hand combat.
No, we won't mess with
and
you.
I'm sitting here with a big stick in my hand, walking through this thing, and he's bobbing and weaving, and I threw the stick on the ground. I said, here's your damn stick back. And he's just looking at us, and I walked away, and we got in the Jeep and left. And I'm thinking, well, I need to be careful what I pray for, because God hears every prayer. He knows, and if we want answers, He'll give it to us.
All right. Yeah, He can speak it into existence, as Terry says.
Yeah, He can.
Yep.
And I wanted to see one other than across the river, because these on the river, they were behind me on the other side, but I'm not walking up there on the side of that mountain anymore. Not with them things out there. I go on top of the mountain and not where everybody else does, but these ridges and cliffs, there's so many caves, hundreds and hundreds of caves around here. A lot of them unexplored.
So, have you seen anything like a dogman through there, or any other like a skinwalker, perhaps, other than the boogers?
No, I have not. Just other than seeing the shadow people.
Okay.
Yeah, and hearing these voices up behind the ridge here, and I hear them a lot in the woods. Often, not a lot. Often. There are a lot of voices off in the distance. My eyesight's not good as it used to be, but man, I can hear a pin drop. I got excellent hearing.
Well, I can hear pretty good. My eyesight is for crap. So, that being said,
I've spent 32 years as a pipe welder, pipe fitter.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been around a lot of equipment. Yeah, a lot of shooting, a lot of hunting on dove fields at the gun range. And I hadn't been kind to myself.
Well,
Should have been wearing earplugs a lot the whole time, but it's hard to wear earplugs out in the dove field.
so you were in the Army or Marines? What service?
No, I wasn't. I've never been in the service.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
wanted to go, had a family, didn't get to go. I was a pipe fitter,
All right. Well, that's cool.
pipe welder. Yeah.
So what have you heard that's all that military action in the air is happening around your area? Have you heard any kind of scuttlebutt about it? Why they're doing that, all that action in there?
I think they're just playing with things and just building, stuff. They've got all this technology, and I think they're using a lot of our tax dollars for their Christmas money every day. Playing with all this stuff, and a lot of dark stuff they're playing with. They shouldn't be messing with.
Oh yeah, the occult and the military
Yes.
is one
That's
and
exactly
almost
what I'm
one and the
talking about.
same. Almost one and the same, if not the same. Walt,
I was
speak up
listening
if
to
you.
confessionals today about that.
Yeah.
Listen to one of the shows on the confessionals. Yeah, and you ought to hear this one story about that.
Oh yeah. And
Military guy went in and spilled the beans on that story.
Well, the Third Reich was was knee deep in the cult, and we inherited and actually abducted all those Third Reich scientists.
Right.
And brought it over here, so they just came with whatever the knowledge they came with and taught it.
Yeah, and their symbols and codes embedded to our system in everyday life where it looks normal to us.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
But the only way the truth comes out, we get on here and got the guts to call in or bold enough to call in and speak the truth. I don't give a crap what anybody says about me. I just don't. It don't matter.
Hey folks, thanks for listening to this best stuff sample of some of my 5 years in doing this radio show podcast called Chasing the Truth. Please visit imdarkwaters.com, or you can email me at seang@imdarkwaters.com. And my numbers and links are in the description below. God bless y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.